Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
If you've been hurt in a road accident that wasn't your fault, you should really talk to G4 Claims first. Unlike road accident solicitors, we don't charge you for our services, which could see you better off. To keep 100% of your compensation, have a chat with Nicole and the team. You'll be glad you did. Search online for G4 Claims.
Keep 100% of your claim. G4 Claims.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sellik the Thunder podcast, episode 108, and it feels like maybe, just maybe, the biggest podcast we've done thus far, because this weekend Celtic play in what is easily their biggest game of the season. So we're going to break that game down, we're going to talk about everything that's in the news, and I'm joined by my two loyal I don't even know. Sidemen? No, that's sidekicks. Is that better?
Sidemen might be trademarked.
Aye, that might be trademarked, actually. I'm joined by my two loyal sidekicks. Ryan McGinlay, I'll start with you. How are you doing? Apart from spilling your monster oil on the table 3 seconds ago.
Yes, 3 seconds ago, 3 minutes ago, whatever.
Maybe 3 seconds for the viewers, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. If it makes the cut, I don't know. It was
we'll see how fun. We'll see how comical it is, and then we'll decide if we keep it in the cut.
Yeah, just send it over to me. 250 quid for what do you call it?
Harry Hill will be in touch.
Framed, that's the one. Done French before then. I remember that. Yeah, all good. Looking forward to the game on Saturday. I feel like I've been talking about it for absolutely ages.
You must be tired.
I'm tired. I've got a day off tomorrow, which would be today when people are watching this. So
at least you can enjoy the Cam before the storm. You're quite literally going to be in the Cam before the storm.
Yes, absolutely. I will be, Cam. I'll be at the O2 Academy, Casey Musgrave's gig.
I'm sure that'll be Cam.
Yeah, I will be Cam. It's a nice country gig. So yeah, I'll probably be the most nervous person in there because I'll be thinking about the game. But I'm always quite calm whenever the game comes around and you're actually in the ground. I don't know, it's always before it I'm nervous, and then you're like willing the team on to victory. But yeah, I'm doing good, looking forward to the game. Good,
I'm glad. And then to the left of Ryan we have Mr. Kieran Auld, who is still infuriated by the shenanigans that was the cup final ballot, but we're going to put it aside, aren't we, Kim? We're going to try.
Well, I'm not going to put it aside, but fuming, but hopefully there's another ballot.
What about you, McGinlay? Did you get?
Nah, I'll be...
Nah, same as you. Same as me, sorry.
I'll be in the press box.
Oh, aye.
Sorry, guys.
Again, they'll be in the press box, but it'll be like one of the big long trench coats, and me and Ryan are under him. He's on the shoulders.
I hope you've got the
actually over 6 foot now. That's the thing. So out of myself.
I don't think I can crouch down though all day. Like I'd need to be in.
What movie is that in? They're all.
That's been
it's a pure trope now.
Any 1970s, 80s, 90s US comedy, probably.
Just go for it, man. World's first 15, 16 foot man.
Aye. So how you doing anyway, Kieran? Did you feel it in the crowd, didn't you?
Alright, I mean, I'm nervous for the game. I'm looking forward to it, but also nervous because of the importance it actually holds for the title race. But I mean, you always look forward to these games, but I think, as McGinlay said, when he gets in, he starts to feel calm. I don't know if that happens to me, to be honest. I think I feel sick for the entirety of the 90 minutes, but I suppose you need to deal with it. But I feel like I'm no nervous in the outlet until I get to the stadium, and then it sinks in. But
it's funny, isn't it? Because I just feel like everybody's affected differently. Like the nerves don't hit for me until the first whistle. Like, I'm fine, and then the whistle goes, and boom, I become a nervous wreck. Right now, I don't feel any sort of pressure or any sort of nerves, but it's just like that every derby day. And I was talking to one of my mates who support Rangers yesterday, and he was asking how I felt, and I meant it in the least arrogant way possible, but I think the years of success and obviously the last 3 derbies we've not been beat, I think it just kind of at one point makes it a wee bit numb. And I mean that with all due respect. I shouldn't feel like that, but I can't help how my gut works. So that's how it is. We're going to talk about it all. And I know that we do these derby previews all the time, and we end up recycling the same old cliches and phrases, but going into this one, it's significantly ramped up, isn't it, Ryan? Because we've kind of alluded to the importance this game holds, but effectively you're looking at a game where if Celtic beat their rivals, they win the league title. Effectively, that's what's on the cards on Saturday. So all of those trademark cliches, they are ramped up this weekend, and it feels like the biggest game that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think about. I was on the podcast earlier on with Hamish talking about what the last biggest Glasgow derby has been, and in terms of Celtic Park, I can't really remember a bigger one in years, to be honest. Ever since maybe the 3-0 one with Ange Postecoglou, but that was February time. At this point of the season, probably the James Forrest one where Morelos gets sent off, but Celtic were hanging on it with 10 men and Forrest scores a late winner.
Remember that.
I think Boyata got injured in that game too, I seem to believe, or I seem to remember. It's a massive game. Not winner, but it's not a must win for Celtic. It's a must win for Rangers, but I just want Celtic to get it over with on Saturday. Let's get. This season's been a roller coaster. No more rides at all. Just straight to the finish, please. Celtic are the heavy favourites, as you would expect. They've got the stronger team than Rangers. I don't think that's too big headed to say that. They've got all their main hitters back, including Daizen Maeda. That's a big boost as well. If Celtic turn up and play it the way that we know that they can play, they'll win the game. If they don't, then they'll allow Rangers a chance. But I've got a funny feeling that this team will turn up when it counts, because they have been doing that against Rangers this season. Yeah,
Kieran, we are quite lucky that we head into this game prepared, really, both with personnel and results. Against Hearts last weekend, we arguably seen Celtic's best performance of the season. We have the returns of Daizen Maeda and Calum McGregor back to what looks like his best. Everything just seems to have now come together right before a very significant game in the title race. So how are you feeling as we head into it?
I mean, as I said earlier, I'm still going to be cautiously optimistic, because I mean, as you said, I think it has been a perfect storm as such with the luck we've had. I mean, we've had very poor luck this season in terms of injuries and that, but as you said, I think everything's starting to fall into place at the right time. We've been saying that for the past few games, but I think it was important on Saturday there. We spoke about Hearts briefly, but for McGregor to have the game that he did, because I feel like even when I was watching it at the start, I was thinking he's been quite quiet. Then the space of 3 minutes, he had 3 interceptions. I'm like, right, okay, maybe he's getting back into this. And then obviously stamped fresh air on Saturday as well, and that's been turned into the biggest of deals. But I mean, just going into the game, you spoke about Maeda coming back as well. You seen the reception he got on Saturday, which I feel like I've not seen something like that for a long time, to be fair. And well, the last time was Modric getting clapped off at Celtic Park.
Bring him back.
But no, I think going into the game, things are falling into place for us, and I don't think Brendan will be letting the team get complacent. No. I think every player in that dressing room will have it drilled into them this week. They know that they needed it as such, but they'll know the significance of this game. They know exactly what's on the line and what defeat means as well. So everybody will be right up for it, and I hope that we can emulate as well off the park the atmosphere we had last Saturday as well, because I thought, as well as thinking that was our first proper solid 90 minutes on the park, I thought that was maybe one of the best atmospheres I've seen at Celtic Park this season, for definite.
Sadly, I wasn't there.
That was why it was a great atmosphere on that.
Seems to be the case this year, because of Feyenoord and Hibs and all the rest. I'd missed the best. But is there, Kieran, talking about this, the kind of the feeling going into around the squad and the manager, I think one of the things that has been underlooked and maybe not spoke about too much, and rightly so, because I don't feel there's a fear in it, but is there ever a danger of overconfidence going into these games? Do you ever fear there's a scare? Because I think that it's funny when you look at the build-ups to the two derbies, the two most recent. This one, I feel like Celtic are being looked at as firm favourites. Fans are really kind of optimistic. The one at Ibrox, I don't think there was that same sense of optimism. I think there was hope. I don't think it was as if we were doom and gloom, but there was definitely that acceptance that this might not go Celtic's way this weekend. Obviously, you got the manager coming out and saying he'll get the best version of Celtic possible this weekend. Is there ever a fear in your head that there could be any overconfidence, whether it's in camp at Celtic or just within the support?
As I said, I don't think there'll be a lot of overconfidence within the squad, but I think off the park, in terms of our fans, I think that is a real, I don't know if I want to say problem as such, but I think it just speaks
to good to be confident, isn't it?
It's what we spoke about before. It's the extreme highs and lows of football, but especially Scottish football, because as we said, you're either doing amazing or it's an absolute catastrophe. And you see the difference in mindset for I seen a tweet the other day saying that some people need to wind their neck in a bit because the way some people are acting on Twitter is the way they were acting before the last one, sort of thing. So, I mean, as McGinlay said earlier, it's been a roller coaster this season, and I don't want there to be any more twists and turns. It needs to be a cool, calm and collected finish to the season for Celtic, and I don't think the players will let any outside noise in, to be fair. But I'm no, I mean, if people have watched this podcast for long enough, you know, I'm the king of saying 2-1 Sellik. I'm not about
pumpings.
No, but I'm not about like trying to be overconfident and overzealous and things like that. But I feel like some people get carried away, and fair enough, it's their right if they want to get carried away with it. But personally, it wouldn't be me saying all that beforehand on Twitter.
Keep yourself grounded. Yeah. Just keep yourself reserved. I feel like it's probably the best approach, you know, because you can enjoy it more when the result's done and the game's done, isn't it? McGinlay, you were nodding your head away with a lot of Kieran's comments in regards to the wee topic we've just been going on. You obviously talk about it every day, and you hear the stories that come out of Celtic Park, and you hear the interviews from players, the manager, and it does feel like right now there just seems to be such a unanimous idea of what the finish should be for everybody, whether that's Joe Hart coming up to the end of his career, whether it's Calum McGregor looking for his next trophy as captain, whether it's Brendan Rodgers trying to finish the story that he started when he was outside the stadium saying that we'd see in May. Everybody seems to say the same things, and it seems like they're on that united front. I had a point to what I was going to say here, and there was a question that was meant to come to it, and it's completely gone. But everybody's in that was it. But then you look at the other side of the city, and this isn't me dragging Rangers into things, right? Because I don't want to do that. But you see Clement, who looks like he's a man that's feeling the pressure. You've got players fighting with fans outside stadiums. You've got Fabio Silva taking digs at their own supporters. And you're hearing stories that Alex Ray's having boxing matches behind the scenes, which you can choose to believe if you like.
It's not true.
No, of course it's not true, but it's a bit of fun.
The last thing that guy needs a boxing match. He can't afford to lose any more brain cells, man.
But my point being is, Ryan, Celtic just seem to be in a really good place mentally at the minute.
Yeah, a really good place considering Rangers could still win a treble this season. It's incredible. That won't happen, obviously, but yeah, they're in a really, really positive place. I understand the overconfidence coming from the fans because there's not been a lot of it this season. I think they're just using up some of that confidence that wasn't there at the start of the season, or especially during the middle of the season. And give it the position that Celtic are in just now, you wouldn't have expected that after that Hearts result at Tynecastle.
No.
You know, we were expecting Rangers to win their games in hand, go on top. And even the game at Ibrox, you would expect maybe Rangers to win that and win their games in hand. Then it's a real struggle to get to the top of the league again. They faltered. You're better off with points on the board than games in hand, as has always been the case in my opinion. And yeah, there's confidence. I think it's due to the fact that there's players now back from injury. You get Cameron Carter-Vickers, who's a colossus, although maybe he's not at his best form at this point in time. He was still good at the weekend, got a clean sheet. Calum McGregor, who's coming back. Thought he had a very quiet first half against Hearts, but second half he was brilliant. You could really see the difference in his game. That double interception he had in the middle of the park, I was like, take a booking. He did even better. He managed to get the ball and intercepted it. And I mean, the shout from the crowd was unlike anything I'd heard this season. You know, it was close to Daiz Maeda coming on off the bench as a sub. Those were two really loud moments that were non-goals or non-key passes or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, you can see why there's confidence. I think there is a tad bit of overconfidence because Rangers have not been playing well at the moment, but they aren't playing well at the moment, but they can up their game. They probably will up their game against Celtic. They've got to, but I think that suits Celtic as well. They're going to have to come out and play. I feel like this is maybe coming up to be the prime example of, remember that saying that we'd always throw around, form goes out the windy. This could be it on Saturday. I feel like this is the one game, Kieran, where you just don't want to let Rangers in. From the first minute, we've got to be cautious, but we've got to go for it because we know we're the better football inside. We can. You've seen that at Ibrox. Even though we threw away a 2-goal lead, we were the better team. We had the better chances, and we played better football. So it's just about not giving them a sniff and not allowing that saying of form going out the window to come through.
I know. I think the most important thing, I feel it's always the case in the games against them, but it's no conceding early. Because, I mean, see, even if you looked at that Hearts game, it was a good result, but, I mean, they had a chance that was pretty dangerous within the first minute of the game. You can't grant that
to
Rangers. So
even if it is Cyril Dessers,
I mean, like, I would say, like, if you score first in the game, like, if they let us go first, it's hard to come back. But I mean, you've seen in a lot of times we've played them, there's been an early goal against us and we can pull it back, but you just don't want to be in that situation. You want to be the one that's on the front foot from the very beginning, and we've seen what can happen at Celtic Park in particular in the past few years. If you do get an early goal, it could flow after that, and you're just hoping for that because it's going to be a nervy enough afternoon, and you just really hope we can be the first ones to strike and hopefully put them under severe pressure. But as you were talking about, them having to come out and play, that is the case because it suits us. We spoke about this going into the last game as well, that Celtic hadn't been playing that good against teams with a low block and that, and it would show better when we're playing against a team that are more open, actually trying to attack us. The space will be there. I think that will be the case again on Saturday, but obviously defensively we need to be a bit more resolute than we were at Ibrox, because it's so annoying when you look back when you're like Yang tracking back and allowing that goal, because we could be in a completely different situation right now had that been blocked.
It's individual moments like that that can change the course of these games. Like that was unforgivable defending.
If we held on at Ibrox, we could be sitting here talking about actually mathematically
winning the league.
So, but I mean, it's all ifs and buts.
Aye.
I've always made that point, and I've been making it over the past few weeks. I don't think those results happen against Ross County and Dundee respectively if Celtic win that game at Ibrox. I think they maybe I'm giving them too much credit because I don't think they're a very good football side on when they've got the ball at their feet. I think they're good at pumping the ball up long and going for diagonals and playing route one football, but they don't have a discernible style of play. I would agree. I don't think the Ross County result happens if Celtic beat Rangers. I don't know why. I've got this thought in my head. It's just
a domino effect, isn't it?
Because I mean, we spoke about the difference in reaction to a draw, like, because their supporters, like, no, every day in their sport was Latmar, but you've seen the players
remember it was a moral victory for them.
Like, so they were looking at that as a no bad result, when in reality that draw suited Celtic. I mean, going into that game, I was thinking a draw doesn't really suit us, but I mean, you'd take it.
Aye.
But I mean, it's just things change very quickly up here, I think, and I mean the past month has been a testament to that because it's been ridiculous.
Aye, and it's crazy, and I don't want to put the thought into our heads of Celtic losing this game on Saturday, because it shouldn't be on our minds. We should be focusing on the front. But just on that point that you said, Kieran, things can change dramatically, and I mean, if Rangers were to win at the weekend, then things would change to an extent.
They play Dundee at home on the Tuesday as well. They go top if they win both their games, and all of a sudden the pressure is on to go and win at a ground that Celtic have not won at this season. It can change very quickly, but I will say this, and I'll underline this: it'll be catastrophic if Celtic don't win this game on Saturday.
If they draw, it would be a worst result in the world.
Yeah, if they get beat, basically, if they get beat, it's catastrophic. Given the 1-11 that Rangers have got at their disposal at this point in time. Celtic have got the strongest team. They've got every player that they would want fit. If they don't win the game with that, or if they get a draw, it's not a disaster, but a loss is a disaster. Yeah. Given the 11 team, the 11 players between.
I feel like even if we were to lose, you know, we still have the upper hand in the terms of goal difference, but it's just the fact you've got Rugby Park, and just think of how nice it would feel to go to Rugby Park on Wednesday night when, you know, very little pressure on that game. Only needing a point. Only need a point for your last two games when one of them's at home. That would be such a nice feeling, and hopefully, you know, at the end of the day, the players should be thinking of it one game at a time. There's no point in looking forward to Rugby Park or St Mirren. There's no point looking to that. We should be focusing on this game, and I'm sure they are. But it would be such a good feeling for them just to know that the pressure was off their shoulders to try and protect anything when the job can effectively be done on Saturday.
Another thing I'm hoping for this game as well, maybe obviously nothing to do with the players, but hopefully it's a game in which the referee doesn't have as much influence. I'm not saying one way or another, but I'm just meaning poor mistakes from the ref or VAR that's going to overshadow the actual football being played itself. I mean, I feel like we've seen that too many times this season where there's been decisions I can't tell you the last Rangers game in which the week after was just dominated by one or two refereeing decisions, but hopefully Calum can call the things right on the park and save us the eat.
I mean, it's always been the same for years. There's always a decision, there's always something, but since the introduction of VAR, it's been like, you know, it's tenfold. Like it's increased dramatically, and you already know that, you know, a manager, specifically the Baldy one, he's one of the managers is going to have a takeaway for the game, refereeing wise, and they'll probably shut up about it for a week. And I just can't be bothered with that. I just want the game to go smoothly.
I think this same fixture at the same ground was when you start to see a wee bit of the cracks in his armour, because that was the game in which he was talking to BBC after it, and he was saying that.
Now, did you think the better team won?
Yeah, did you think the better team won? He was being, I don't know, condescending, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was a bit deluded after the game. Well, the better team won, albeit Celtic were clinging on at the end against the Rangers.
I would love us to pump them if we could.
Yeah,
because he's a man under pressure, and I'd love to see the full scale reaction, like meltdown after it. But I mean, that's wishful thinking. I'm not going to sit here and say I expect Celtic to pump Rangers on Saturday.
I just want to win.
Any win will do. Honestly, it's one of those ones. Just by any means necessary, just get the job done. It doesn't matter how you feel about the manager, how you feel about the recruitment, the board, the hierarchy. Just win the game. Win the game. We can all worry about this in the summer, but you're better off worrying about it knowing that you're champions rather than being in second place and worrying about qualifiers.
Because I mean, we've not even, you know, the implications of winning this league title, that plays heavily on both teams here. You know, it could be make or break for Rangers to win a league title in terms of trying to catch up in Celtic.
Listen, you can't be shopping in South America if you don't have the war chest to do so. So, you know,
well,
we'll probably
don't want us to shop in fucking South America anyway, the way it's went. But you make a point. Should we get on to our starting 11 predictions? I think we're just under or over 20 minutes.
Approaching 25.
Minus 4 for
Say
McGinlay's spillage. So we're in a good position. I feel like the team picks itself for the weekend. I don't think there's very much debate. So I'll do what we normally do, and I'll start with the back four. I'll let McGinlay do the midfield three, and I'll let you talk about the front three, Kieran. Back four's pretty simple. Johnson, Vickers, Scales and Taylor. I don't see why it would change. Funnily, I was talking about this yesterday as well. For as much criticism as Liam Scales has had recently, I don't know about you if you would agree, but I feel like in the Derby games are some of the games he's stepped up the most.
Absolutely.
I think they're the games he's actually shined through.
Derby's in Europe as well.
Yeah, as a useful player. Actually, you know, I think a big part of it is the fact that he doesn't need to do much with the ball at his feet. You know, when you're playing a team who are sitting back camped into their half, you're not watching Scales move the ball so slowly forward. And because he doesn't have to do that against Rangers, it makes him look a lot better. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Scales playing, and I think the rest of it obviously is that for a reason. And Joe Hart and goals.
Just as a bit of an aside, I thought a lot of the tweets and replies to Liam Scales' contract renewal. You can say what you want about the contract renewal, but I thought it was a disgrace. Some of it, you know, he's been so good.
It was poorly timed.
Yeah, it was poorly timed. But you know,
I can understand why people were frustrated. And maybe had issue with it. I just don't think Celtic really fought it through with the day that they'd done it, and that's probably encouraged some of the reaction. I do agree. I said in my video, look, listen, I don't think by any means he should have been given a 4-year contract. I wouldn't have been giving him one. But
he's not going to be a starter next season. So
no.
Wishful thinking.
He shouldn't be a starter.
He shouldn't. Yeah, that's
I think some of the abuse he was getting was quite frankly personal. It was, and I thought some of it was a bit too far. But he shouldn't. Do you think he should have got a 4-year deal?
Not a 4-year deal, but he did deserve it.
He did absolutely work for it.
Because he deserves to be paid as well as the other first team players that are playing week in, week out. He is a first team player at this point. Regardless of what you think about him as a player, as an individual, whatever, he was on effectively just a little bit better than Shamrock Rovers wages. He deserves to be in line with the other players like Greg Taylor, etc.
Yeah, he was the one they all laughed at Lennoxtown. You make less than me. No, I'm joking. So midfield three, Ryan, take it away.
Shoot in and Calum McGregor, Rio Tati and Matt O'Reilly.
No James McCarthy.
James McCarthy, no.
He's actually listed as injured on FOTMob. I'm glad somebody's keeping up to date with him.
Him and Auld and Thiago Home are out doing things during the day. I don't know. What's happened to Auld and Thiago Home? He's away.
He's gone. But it is the free picks itself. Kieran, you were at the game at the weekend. Matt O'Reilly's pass. Talk to me.
Filth.
Ryan.
That was his best performance for Celtic, in my opinion. 90 minutes, start to finish. Yeah,
I know. I've never got to see the full 90, so I can't say him. It was just
somebody on Twitter replied to me saying that was the first game in which he's properly dominated from start to finish. Everything he was doing, interceptions, passes. I mean, that pass to Kyogo, it's a thing of beauty. But his defensive work's so good as well. He's a very, if I can speak, a very, very talented young individual.
Yeah.
And then to cap it off with that penalty.
It was a cracker.
Why has he not been taking them all season?
To be fair, I feel like in that moment the pressure's off the player. Like they can just, I'm going to try
have
to
fun
put
with
that corner.
Aye.
But
Did he know? Has he missed one for us before? I feel like is he not one of the
he's the newest in the cycle.
penalty takers?
Penalty takers was his first one at Ibrox.
Yeah, that was his first penalty for Celtic. Was at Ibrox.
Really?
Yeah, it's a measure of the man and a measure of the player. To be honest, that was his first one.
Why is they not sent him
And
on
everybody
there?
else has been told they're not allowed to take them.
But I think we've all known that he can take penalties because we know he can leather a ball. And for some reason, I don't know if Brendan Rodgers had him down quite far down on that list, but he's got to him. And that penalty against Hull, I know there's no pressure on him, but still one hell of a penalty.
Yeah,
and he scored his penalty. Did he take a penalty in the
That's what I'm
shootout?
trying to think.
He would have, because he was on at the end, and I'm pretty sure that he would.
Yeah, I took them, but
I'm pretty sure he did. He did take one. I'm certain it.
Ida, Hart,
Palmer.
Iwata.
And O'Reilly.
Was it?
No, Johnson took one.
So
So it might have not went to him. But
well, fuck knows.
it's like the curious case of Matt O'Reilly taking penalties.
Aye.
Penalty to Mbola, man.
We found a penalty taker who'll be gone in the summer. That's just Celtic.
Hopefully,
innit?
get another one. Now, Kieran, your front three.
I think just like the other parts of the team, it picks itself again. I'd be very surprised if there's any change, to be fair. One thing I will say is I'm glad Kyogo had the performance he did last week as well, because that's the Kyogo that we've been missing for large parts of this season, and arguably has hampered us a great deal at times. Obviously, he does stepped up when he's needed as well and got important goals, but gone into this game on Saturday, that's the Kyogo you want to turn up, because you know what he's capable of. He's obviously been kicking himself all season that he's not been at the level he knows he can be, but I mean, even to get on the end, O'Reilly's pass for that second goal as well, and even I thought the first goal as well was such an instinctive finish, because Hitachi's no purposely put that into him. I think he's just stuck his head on the end there.
Aye, it was the
wrong
word
foot to the
is
goalkeeper.
instinctive, innit? Just
But-
sums it up.
And then I think with the wingers as well, Kuhn will definitely. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Do you think Kuhn will start?
I thought we were all going to be agreed that it's Forrest and Maeda.
I would say Forrest and
I forgot
Maeda.
Maeda was back, sorry. Because he was.
Because he's been
He
out.
came off the bench. I
Aye.
wasn't sure if he was at full fitness, but
I think he'll start.
So did I.
Maeda and
Nonetheless.
Forrest.
Aye.
He looked really sharp when he came on as well. I don't know. He looked really fast. He didn't look as if he missed it.
It's not.
Step.
I feel kind of bad for Kuhn, but at this point you can't
I
drop.
think he's a player that can maybe make
Forrest.
an impact off the bench, because
Yeah.
I feel like for a run of games we spoke about the link up between him and Johnson, but I feel like it wasn't really coming off as well on Saturday as such. So I mean, it's good that we've got Maeda back. I wasn't sure what it's been said exactly in the press if he was going to make it back to be a starter this weekend or no.
Because the thing is with Maeda starting, you know exactly what kind of player Maeda is. He's not the most technically proficient guy in the world. I think you've just got to have him on the park purely to have an early nightmares, and that comes with the pace. It doesn't come with the technical ability, it comes with the pace. So even if he just has to run for the, I think that if you're leading at half time, you could take Maeda off. I'm not saying do that, but if he was lacking that fitness, then just give him that first half to get him to have seed.
Because I don't think Tavernier's as much a danger at home as he is at Ibrox. I think he gets more authority at Ibrox. I think he's more of a danger from set pieces at home. You've seen that. I think the last 3 goals
We
that
better not
Rangers
give him
have.
a bastard free kick. I tell
Yeah,
you.
I know. But he's so dangerous from set pieces, penalties and free kicks. You know, I know he gets a lot of practice with penalties, but his free kick technique is incredible. It's such a weird atmosphere whenever you concede a goal and there's no away fans.
I know.
It's just deafening silence. But yeah, I think Maeda's got to start. If he's fit, then he's got to start, and he'll do a thankless task of running with Maeda. He might even get some joy like he did the last time and get that. I mean, that deflection for the goal was absolutely tremendous. I'm just happy to see him back. I'm happy that he's there in any capacity, but I think he will start the game.
We better not give him a free kick. I'm telling you, there's a magnet in that fucking net at Parkhead. I've seen him score too many. I think he's only scored maybe 3, but it's 3 too many. Free kicks at Parkhead. I'm fed up with
He
it.
scored Rangers' last 3 goals for Rangers at Celtic Park.
Aye.
He's so dangerous.
So let Maeda kill him. in my opinion.
Wow.
That's what I would say. A big wow.
Wow.
Just a wow.
What would Maeda do? What's
Snap his leg
wow.
and then a million bits. 100 mile an hour slide tackle.
How long do you think he's going to grow his hair?
Maeda? I think he might be set now. I don't. Maybe he'll go bald again when
It's got to the point
comes.
now that if he got a baldy, I'd think it looks weird because I'm used to him having blonde hair now. He had that weird time when he had the black hair.
That was horrible.
He suits his blonde hair.
He looks good. He looks good.
I love him to bits. He's the most unique football player that I think Celtic have had in ages. Probably since Paddy McCourt, I would say, in terms of that weird player that just
sometimes can be the best you've ever seen. So Samaras.
What do you think the best version of Kyogo's been with the
the blonde.
Yeah, blonde
Kyogo.
League Cup final.
Aye, that was good.
That's
good.
I was gonna. No, I'm not even gonna say that.
What?
No, you can't say that.
You can't say what?
I was gonna say like Dragon Ball Z Kyogo.
You can't say that.
Super Saiyan.
That's
Kyogo.
not bad. That's not bad.
I don't know. Is it a VAR check? I'm not sure, but
that's
it
fine.
it gave me those vibes.
It'd be different I'm not going to. It'd be different if you said something genuinely offensive, but I'm pretty sure he wouldn't find offence in that. I don't think anybody would, to be quite honest. And if you did, you're woke, and this woke nonsense needs to stop. Thank you. I'm banning us from score predictions. We're just not doing it.
You know what mine would be anyway.
There's a league title on the line, Ryan. We're banning it.
2-1, 3-1. What's your score prediction?
Oh.
Just do it.
No, I'm going to sound like because I was going to say 3-0. No, 2-0.
2-0.
2-0. I'll go 2-0.
We are doing score predictions. Come on, it's just like any other game. I know it's not,
but there's a league title on the line, Ryan.
Difference, like, do your job, score your goals, defend.
Fair enough. Right, okay. So that's. I think that's our derby. Any last thoughts surrounding the derby? Any last words surrounding the derby before we get this show on the road?
I just want it to be the now. I want the game to be right now. Yeah, because it feels like
I've not got anything on tomorrow. It's just going to be
drag.
Well, I'm going to gag, but I feel like I've lumped the Hearts game and the Rangers game together. If you get through those two games, the 6 points, that's you. You've got 3 out of 6 thus far. 3 out of 3, you can get a 6 out of 6 if you beat Rangers, obviously. But it just feels like this has been the longest 2 weeks. The fact there's not been a game in between in midweek has just elongated these 2 games. But we're right there. We're right at its doorstep. We just need to grab it by the horns and just win.
I also made the point a couple of weeks ago before the split actually started. We had 6 cup finals coming up. It's 2 down, 4 to go. So. That's
correct. 2 down, 4 to go. Wow. We're flying through. I can't believe another season's almost done.
I feel like it's just the split's been really quick this year. I know it's usually always the same, but it's just
because we've got 3 games in the space of a week as well.
Like the season's going to be finished in.
Next time, if we're into film next week, which I'm assuming
be previewing the end of the.
Aye, and then it's
the Scottish
Cup final.
It's been a quick season.
It has. It's been full in. I think
it's
that's
flown
become.
In some ways, and in another way,
the past couple of months has flown in.
I think a big part of it is actually. I've got a question for you, and I'll ask it in a second. I'll get to it in a second. I feel like part of it flying in though has been the ups and the downs. See, because there's been points where we've been chasing it and that as well. Like I think that's probably accelerated the heart rate a wee bit and sped up the season. Whereas I feel like the years where you're, I mean this, and I don't mean this in a bad way, because I love it when we win the league by about fucking 20 points. It's great. But see, when you're top of the league and you know you've won it in fucking January, I think it then drags a wee bit to the end, because you're like, right, well, the next one we've got to look forward to now, and then it drags. Whereas this one is just kind of went like that. I don't know if you agree, but that's my theory.
I mean, I like winning it by about 40 points, but at the same time, these are what make it sweeter, in my opinion.
Aye.
You can't have it all just spoon-fed to you just like that. But yeah.
I was going to ask for your opinions on certain theories about whether or not you think this could be Rodgers' biggest feat.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't compare the two. Well, actually, just because I think the statement is wrong, to be honest. I don't think there'll be anything that comes anywhere near the invincible treble.
No.
It's incredible.
Well, unless you're Jens Lehmann and you're banning teams. Do you see what he said? Jens Lehmann, he says he's banned teams from using the word invincible. So, but maybe you, Kieran. I think it's nowhere near.
I think if you hold the opinion that this is in any way equal to it, you're diluting the importance of what happened in that invincible season. It's something that hasn't been repeated and arguably might not ever be repeated again. So I think if you're saying that if we win it this season, for it to compare to that, I think it's just sort of rewriting the importance of past achievements, and I think it is just recency bias. We'll have to throw that about, but I think that's also...
The worst part is that 2016 isn't that long ago either.
No.
That should fall under recency bias. It's not even a decade yet.
No, that's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. It feels like yesterday.
And there's Rangers fans I know in the comments of this specific video that we're talking about saying that, you know, yous are actually treating it like yous are the underdogs here, yous are the underdogs. But I get that. I get why they're saying that, because Celtic were what, 6, 7, 8 points clear at one point. 11 at one point when...
I always thought it was 8 points.
Only 7 or 8.
Were we not 11 points clear at a point?
I don't think we were ever that.
I thought we were 11 clear. My bad.
If we were, I mean 6, 11.
Numbers all end up becoming mashed into my head. Sorry, lads.
You know, Celtic have had to. If they do win this league, they'll have to have won it 3 times.
I know that if by any chance there's Rangers fans listening to this exact moment of this podcast, all I can say is I wouldn't let that represent the thought. And I've never once in this year looked at us as underdogs. No. Neither should we have, because we should have had it wrapped up a long time ago. And heading into the start of the season, we were clear favourites. So, that's my last thought on that, really. Anyway.
Yeah.
He's all done with the derby then.
I think so.
Right, has any of you received a half-time quiz? I've received a full-time quiz, but I don't know if there's been a half.
I do have several photos from
I got nothing.
He's pulled out the bag, Kieran.
Legend.
So it's half-time quiz time.
We do have a new game show.
Is this
here.
the one you were... Oh, right, I'm excited for this, by the way.
I don't know. I think there'll be a wee explanation for both yourselves and the viewers here. So, what it is, Football Rondo. I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok. I've only been made aware of it in the past couple of days, but we need a Celtic-affiliated name, but welcome to the Football Rondo. That's what Kieran's saying. So, we need to come up with something for this.
We need to think.
Each player has 2 minutes on the clock. They will start on letter A and be asked a question relating to Celtic. If they know the answer, they move on to B, and then so forth until they skip or get it wrong. If they skip, they can come back to it at the end, but wrong is wrong. So, once they get it wrong, the second player starts a set of questions. The player with the most right after the time runs out, or in the quicker time, if it's level, wins. So, you will have 2 minutes on the clock, and it will stop and start for each thing. That's going to be a bit hard with the 2 years on the go, for I only have one stopwatch available, but
right.
So what if you stop and start it on your own phones, because I'm going to flick between.
So basically, if I get one, so when I'm on the clock, right? So so I get 2 minutes. Did you say?
So like, as soon as I say, right, Ryan, I'm starting now, you press the thing,
and then if I get it wrong, I've got to stop it.
You got to stop it,
right? So so this is, sorry for everybody watching. We've got to figure it. It's a new game, right? You'll enjoy it once it started. So right, say for talking sake, right? I'm on the clock now. You ask me a question, I've got it right. You ask me another question, I've got it right. You ask me another question, I've got it right. You ask me a question, I've got it wrong. Pause. Like that. Is that how I do it?
But then it'll be marked and that it's went wrong. I mean, I'll need to try and remember.
Aye,
but
right,
I mean, I don't think MD's going to get to Z. And they might.
Yeah, they might.
I think it might just be whoever runs it quicker will end up losing. But we can get a go. It's the very first time we're doing this, so there might be some
there'll be
hiccups.
kinks and...
Right, so there's each letter's got 2 sets of questions. I'll let you decide amongst yourself who wants to be the first questions getting asked.
You want to be A, you want to be B, you want to be A, you want to be B, you want to be B.
I'll let you be the guinea pig here.
The guinea pig. I have to go first, right? Yep. Alright, cool. Right, so
2 minutes up on your screen.
So when you say go, I press start.
2 seconds. Let me just...
Okay. And if I get it wrong, as soon as you say wrong, I stop it. Right. Sort easy. Right. I've got this. Simple. I'm making it to Z, by the way. Fuck you.
Right, so obviously every answer is going to be Celtic related. Might be a player, might be something else. But right. So you've got a stinker for the first one.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You're player number 1, aren't you?
Aye. So give me a 3, 2, 1 before I press start.
Right. So 3, 2, 1. A. Player on loan from Arsenal in 2005.
Pass.
Right. Stop.
I've stopped. I can't.
Yeah,
is it?
So when begin now.
I waste my time.
Right. A. Name of team Celtic beating UEFA Champions League qualifier in 2001.
Anderlecht.
Wrong.
Oh, it's back to me. Am I on to B now?
Right.
Okay. Right.
So sorry, I'll say the answers for A there. It was Ali
Ali Adair.
Ali Adair.
Never would have got
And
it.
then the team that Celtic beat in the UCL qualifier 2001 was Ajax. So,
Right.
So,
Do you count me in again?
yeah, I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1. B. Team Celtic lost to in UCL to start the road to Seville.
Braga?
Wrong.
It's so hard. See, when you're running out of time, it's so difficult. You just want to rush. You know?
McGinlay. Celtic goalkeeper who is now a BBC pundit.
BBC pundit.
That's so
It's
easy.
B.
That's so easy.
Paki Bonner.
Correct. C. Former Celtic right back who played for Birmingham and Swindon.
That's easy enough.
Paul Caddis.
Correct. D. Italian midfielder between 2007 and 2009.
Donati.
Correct. E. Team ex-Celtic player Aidan McGeady played for.
Everton.
Correct. F. Country of former striker Moussa Dembele.
France.
Fuck off.
G. Defender who scored free kick for Arsenal at Celtic Park in 2009.
Oh.
2009.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know it.
We had G.
I know it.
Defender, did you say?
Mm-hmm. Defender for Arsenal.
Gibbs.
Wrong.
Oh, I know that as
What
well.
letter were you on, Ryan?
G.
This will be my C.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So,
You count me in again, aye.
right. 3, 2, 1. Team Celtic signed Chris Sutton from.
Chelsea.
D. Train station within walking distance of Celtic Park.
Kilmarnock.
E. First name of WCF left back on loan in 2010. So World Cup finalist.
What was the letter again?
First name. So it's
Edison
E.
Brathwaite.
Mm-hmm. F. Country of former striker Timo Pukki.
Finland.
G. Club Celtic signed Virgil van Dijk from.
Groningen.
H. Iconic word used in Celtic chants.
Hail, hail.
Mm-hmm. I. Team Celtic suffered infamous Scottish Cup defeat in 2000.
Inverness.
Correct. J. First name of teenager who shone in the season before COVID. J.
Johnson.
False. Frimpong.
Jeremy.
Oh, first name bastard.
How much time you've got left on your clock?
I've got 1 minute and 1.
So
bang on.
What
This is
the
heating up.
fuck?
So what letter were you on, McGinlay? Sorry.
I can't remember.
You're on to hate.
This is good. I love
Right,
this.
so I'll
3, 2, 1, bang.
Stadium former striker Ian Wright was a legend at.
Highbury.
I. Celtic 2 something 1 in 1967.
Inter Milan.
Correct. J. Famous winger nickname from the Lisbon Lions.
Chinky.
K. Fulham winger on loan during Mowbray era.
Kamara.
L. The King of Kings.
Larson.
M. Country where Sead Haksabanovic is from.
Montenegro.
N. English left back during Gordon Strachan era.
Neela.
O. Kyogo's natural position according to every current pun.
On the ground.
Wrong. It was offside. I just got bamboozled
There's a couple
into
of-
saying current bun on the podcast.
It's alright, I'm sure you'll be fine. So I'm on the one after Jai, because I just done Jeremy Frimpong. Right,
Right,
so
so
you give it.
I've lost this already. I know.
Right, so Ryan, you're on 8K.
Right,
And I'll count you in.
right.
3, 2, 1. Team Tommy Burns finished his career at.
Kilmarnock.
L. Team we beat in UCL group stage 2-0 at home in 2003.
Lyon.
Correct. M. Team that former Celtic player Phil O'Donnell finished career at.
What letter, sorry?
M.
Motherwell.
Yep. In English City, the famous Paddy McCourt chant went viral.
Pass.
Wrong. So it was Norwich for that one.
I was going to say
Never got
Newcastle anyway, so I would never
I didn't
fucking
know
go
it either, to be fair. Right, so we're on to P for you, McGinley, right?
Okay. 3, 2, 1, bang.
Bulgarian powerhouse midfielder.
Petrov.
Q, Glasgow team.
Queen's Park.
Our goal scorer on that night versus Rangers, 3-0.
R.
Mm-hmm.
Rio Hatate.
Correct. S, Team Celtic signed Stefan Johansson from.
Out of time. Out of time.
Right, so
Out of time.
McGinley
Out of time.
S.
S.
Aye.
And I've got 37
Who
seconds.
did we sing Johansson from again?
Strom's good set.
Oh, Stromgodset, aye. Stromgodset, aye.
Oh, so we did sing.
So
right,
I'm on. So I just failed on Norwich.
So you're on to O, and how long have you got?
Oh, with 37 seconds to go. Right.
So
3, 2, 1.
O, colour and flag above Celtic Park.
Orange.
Correct. P, Location of teams Celtic beat in 2012 Scottish Cup.
Paisley?
Wrong.
Oh, I've got 19 seconds here.
Team Celtic squeezed past in UCL in 2015 Q. That's
Carabag?
correct. Goal scored in 3-2 defeat at Ibrox in 2012.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I'm panicking. 2 seconds. You beat me, Ryan. Well done. Congrats.
Ronya.
So McGinlay wins that one by a hair, but I quite enjoyed it.
You got to S, I got to R.
Oh, right, I thought it was
No,
the
but
actual ones that you got.
Did you get R wrong, or did you get it right?
Oh no, you got. Oh wait, because you didn't get. You didn't finish it. You didn't finish it because it was still on set.
No. McGinley got Rio Hitati.
Yeah.
Oh, and
But
I
he never
didn't get
got
R.
an S. But the narrowest of wins for McGinley in the first ever the Sellik Thunder football rondo.
See, I passed a good few, to be fair.
But I feel we need to work out a system for passing in that, because if that went any further, like, you feel you need to be penalised for certain things. But
I remember the example you sent. They took seconds away, but we need a time moderator to be
but for the first time I thought that went alright.
did,
I mean,
it did.
the viewers can let us know what they
My
thought
heart
of
rate's
that.
gone up, and it's not just the monster, man. That was tense.
The viewers will have to let us know what they liked and what they disliked, and they're thinking you've done a cracking job hosting, though, Kieran. You've Bradley Walsh rattling the questions off there.
See, trying to remember when to read out the top set or the bottom set of questions, man.
I only passed like 3.
No, I'm kidding on.
I got a good run up to Jerry Frimpong. Like, I went for like
panicking, man.
C through to Frimpong, and then
Oh my days.
because I was thinking second names, I just had no chance.
Come on, Jerry. Get your transfer in. Come on, Jerry.
I don't want to wait. I think what are we on, Kieran, in the machine?
We are on nearly 50 minutes, so
Oh
take
my God.
4 after that.
Take 4. We're on 45, right? I'll get us onto the Twitter questions very quickly in a moment then. But a couple of stories very quickly to dance over. New recruitment team looks to be underway. We've signed the scout Mark Cooper to a permanent deal. It seems, Ryan, you've been writing about it, talking about it. What's your current thinking in regards to it?
Find the new Valverde, please. Find the next Valverde.
Next Paul McStay.
Yeah. My God, he got that spot on. Probably didn't tweet out the ones that he didn't get right, though, to be honest. But it'll be interesting. I don't want Celtic to be put off by the fact that, Bernabe didn't work, so we just don't scout in South America anymore. Got to find these players. Brighton have had success. Your Portuguese teams have had success. Benfica, Porto, Sporting Club. Chelsea are having a bit of success now. Madrid, yeah. Chelsea will have success in the next couple of years with the Brazilian talent that they're bringing through at the moment. They've already got Gusto. That I know he was at Lyon, but it's another Brazilian talent. Looking forward to seeing how this one works out. He seems, by all accounts, to be a very highly regarded scout. Hopefully he can bring in some good players.
I was told by a anonymous source that Mr. Cooper actually told Celtic not to sign Bernabe. Apparently he was 4th on a list of left backs.
God.
But Ange Postecoglou fancied Bernabe out of the left backs. You can decide what you believe.
It's an Olympiacos left back that we're in for as well from Argentina.
Yeah,
Ortega.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's important to note, but to not be put off by Bernabe, because we're talking about the Valverde shout. You need to remember he recommended him when he was 15. So see Bernabe, he wasn't even near 15 when we signed him. So I think realistically, see the players that are world-class talents at the age of 18, 19, say for Argentina and Brazil, even if they're not gone, they're lined up to go and play for Chelsea, they're lined up to go and play for Real Madrid. So see if Celtic want to beat teams to these gems that are hidden in the rough, then they need to go in at the younger age groups and get them signed up for there. But then again, that raises the problem will some Uruguayan teenager want to move to Glasgow at 15 away from his family and that. But I think what's important to note as well, it might not bring instant success, but maybe this is finally some forward planning for the future to try and get players in.
Aye. So he's apparently in. I'd imagine there's more to come, considering Lawwell and Dudgeon left. So there was 2 out, only 1 in so far. I'd imagine there's restructuring going on at the very least. At the end of the day, the way I worded it in my video earlier, lads, was that whoever was given this job, I was never going to hear of them. It's not as if we were going to go and hire one of the best scouts in the world who are currently operating at Real Madrid. Whoever got this job was going to be unknown to me, so I'm not going to jump in and be like, it's a terrible appointment, I'm not looking forward to it. as long as he's not got the second name Lawwell, I'm okay with it. So we'll see how it turns out. But they've got to trust him. We've heard these stories come out. Lee Congerton had an interview recently, Ryan, and he said they didn't give him money to spend. And if it was
half a battle on it.
Yeah, so, there's contributing factors to the success of these guys.
60 million in the Champions League group stage. If you get this, it means it's probably life changing for the club. That 60 million. If you can continue to get that, I know that the coefficient's been battered to the point that we're probably going to need to play qualifiers
very soon.
Very, very soon. But use that 60 million, stockpile a bit, bring in players from South America, but bring in, if you're looking at these other areas as well, in Asia and Europe, bring in the best players, the best young players from Europe. Don't just bring in squad players because it's worked one time. I think they've felt that in Korea recently with Yang and Kwon. I know Kwon's not played as much. Well, he's played more for St Mirren than Celtic, but bring in your young players of the year. Bring in, I know Yang was young player of the year actually, so I'm probably outdoing my own point here. But your Iwatas, he was the MVP. Kyogo was the best striker in the league at that point. Bring in those in markets like this. Bring in the bit. Don't bring in potential. I'd bring in players that maybe are 22, 23 and can make the difference. But in South America, maybe the potential's a bit higher. Crazy about football. Got to be in Brazil. Got to be in Argentina, Paraguay. I think Cooper also found out about Enciso. He's one of the first people. He's only 20 years old and he's playing week in, week out for Brighton. These players are there. You just need to spend the money for them.
Yeah.
Can't half-arse this, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
What are you going to say, Kieran?
Do you think this is Rodgers doing? He wants more players in that can speak Spanish so he can get some more use at it.
Sure. Le Gucci belt. Is it Le? No, it's French. La Gucci belt. Whatever. Joey Dawson and Adam Montgomery signed 1-year contracts. Celtic being linked with Liam Kelly. And just wee stories here and about. Kieran, you were giving Liam Kelly some lovely words of advice at Fir Park last time we were there.
I really hope I don't need to eat those words, but for me, I don't think we should be going for Liam Kelly. To be fair, it's not like he's been the exceptional standout keeper in the league this season for the rest of the team. So, and obviously, I mean, for him, he would take it. He's seen what Scott Bain's been able to achieve here, being the backup goalkeeper. But I mean, the question's raised, people talking about it on Twitter, would you be alright with it as a backup? Because I mean, they're not really going to play. No. We've seen that we don't even rotate the keepers for the cup games. So, but it's just such a weird one.
Yeah. The only, if he does sign, hopefully there's a guarantee that comes along with it that we spend plenty of money elsewhere.
Well, but it's probably down to you're needing to get the homegrown hang up on that as well. So
we can thank Rangers for that because he was a youth at Rangers.
That's right.
He will get the homegrown quota because of Rangers. I remember Alan Morrison did a piece for the Celtic Way and he was statistically the second worst goalkeeper.
He's had a terrible season.
Yeah,
he's had 5 clean sheets.
I know that Motherwell fans kind of want to see the back of him at this point.
Motherwell fans were tagging their pals with laughing emojis in the mail story that was on Twitter yesterday. I was like, God, what a great sign.
Gone are the days where you're taking Turnbull and that. So give us Lennon Miller, even up a bit.
Aye, I know. Right, are we ready to take Twitter questions? We'll batter through them. First one from Celtic Tees 67 saying, do you think that Celtic will make the Ida deal permanent?
No, weirdly, no.
Do you not think so?
I think they'll sign Fitzgarden. I think there's an agreement between the two clubs that
you've insisted this for weeks.
I have.
Is there any substance to it? Or?
I was speaking to a Danish source the other day.
Oh right.
Denmark expect it to be a deal that happens in the summer.
Oh right.
He's got an injury at the moment, a knee injury at the moment, although it won't keep him out long term. He'll be out for the rest of the season or the rest of the Danish Superliga season. Mm-hmm. But they're expecting maybe between 5 and 7 million that Celtic will get their man eventually.
I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but when you're saying he's got a knee injury, I'm like, that's right up Celtic Street to be fair.
That's attractive.
Probably ticks the
knee injuries, yes, thank you. Kieran, do you think he'll join?
I think I'm at the stage now I would like him to join, but even though Celtic should probably just pay the money because we've got the money there, part of me thinks they won't spend what Norwich will ask for him. So I can see it no happening.
Cal asks, were you going to say something else?
Would you say Miovski?
No.
No.
I wouldn't. I've just never been on the Miovski train.
Wow.
I think he's alright.
Fair enough.
I don't rant and rave about what everybody else.
It's out the 3 I'd want Fitzgarden. I think there's a higher ceiling with him. I think he's going to be a good player in the coming years.
Yeah. Cal asked to be Old Dortmund for the final.
Yeah,
I am, obviously. I like
it was
Dortmund.
a wild last 10 minutes to that game.
Oh God, it was wild. Dougie says Rodgers is playing chess while Clement is playing checkers, and thank you, Dougie.
There was a bit that you couldn't read there.
Well, listen, I'm not going to allegedly accuse anybody of anything on the show.
Redacted, by the way. It's completely redacted.
Thank you, Dougie. Thank you. Your contributions are always appreciated.
I know what you're on about.
The lad says 2 things. First one is that we get to have another kebab pie on Saturday. Thank you. And secondly, what backing do you think Rodgers will get in the summer? And do you fear us being in the same situation next season as we should have been miles clear this season and we weren't? Do you think we'll be back, Kieran?
I mean, I feel we have this conversation
every year.
Every single year without fail, regardless of who the manager is. Will they be backed in the transfer window? And then we're sat there a few months later.
Without them being backed.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm not going to put out any assertions that we're going to go out and spend big in the summer or what the business are going to do, because I'm frankly sick of it.
I think he was backed. He was just backed with the wrong players. Look at the amount of players that he brought in, and probably none of them will be playing at the weekend. Mm-hmm. And the strongest team, there'll be no signings from the past 2 windows that would automatically make it into the starting 11, which is a damning indictment of the recruitment. It's probably the reason why Dudgeon and Lawwell are heading out.
Yeah.
You know, it's I think they will get backed, because I don't think he'll allow it any other way. I think he'll have had certain assurances and promises this season that you will be getting the players that you want this time around. He'll be like, look at what I can do with the players that you backed me with the first time. Now back me properly, and let's make this a bit of a cakewalk next season. I'm extremely confident for next season, because I don't think Celtic can afford not to back him in the way that they should have backed him last year.
Yeah. Do you see any way back into the team for players such as Holm, Haxa and Berner? We're still laughing.
Can't play for Stoke.
Hey,
He's not getting his game for Stoke.
I've heard
not a chance.
I've heard that the living conditions in Stoke are not the greatest. And
there's not a problem with Afellay and Bojan and Hosselu as well. Hosselu, Champions League potential winner.
Haxa could be there in a few years. You never know. Could be scoring goals.
You can buy a ticket, and they might show it in Montenegro one year.
Oh, come on. Have somebody. Listen.
Is that not the Conference League?
Listen. Whoa.
I love Haxa. I love the idea of Haxa.
Well, don't you fucking pipe up. Right, when you were sitting here on this podcast giving it that it was going to be special and that Yang was going to be special. Where's Yang doing, Pish.
He's still here. He's not out on
loan. Can he kick his own arse?
Wow. This is fan media.
Fuck off. Right, what's all your? Oh, here we go. Let's get it. We've answered this a few times, I think, but things change over the years. What's your favourite drink, alcohol, and what's your thoughts on Celtic bringing in new scout? Well, we've talked about Mark Cooper, so very quickly, what's your favourite alcohol? Cue the dads in the comments. My son watches this.
That new Full Loco's pretty tidy. I don't know if I'd say my favourite, but that's the first thing I popped in.
What flavour's that?
I don't even know what it's called. It's something fruits, but not like a dark fruits one, but it's like, it's class. Purple can.
Mine's is just a nice cold bottle of Miller. I love a bottle of Miller.
I love a pint of Menabray, actually. That's my current favourite.
What were you, Ryan?
I could say cider and it'd be boring. I don't mind a Venom every now and then, but...
A Venom?
Yeah.
You still drinking that?
Not really, not anymore.
Yeah.
Even a wee recorder, like a wee strawberry and lime recorder like that.
They are nice. I can't drink cider. Gives me off.
Like on draft, you used to get that at uni.
Gives me terrible heartburn.
Yeah, the beer bar at Glasgow Uni.
I know where that. Yep.
A lot of people asking.
Well, you still are.
I still am
officially.
A lot of people asking Dortmund or Madrid.
You get the tier list up.
Tier list.
The tier list.
Oh my!
I know.
Oh wow, that's a big one.
Nathan has
right. Let's quick fire.
Too much time in his hands, but we appreciate.
We'll get to the tier list in a minute. We'll go quick fire these. I want rapid
I think
answers.
that should be the last one.
Aye. How many current first team do you expect to be in the first team next season? If you could put a number on it, I would.
Hopefully, we've got 11 starters. That's really cheeky, isn't it?
Wow. I think that there's. I think up for grabs. You've got centre back, left back. O'Reilly leaving, we'll up a centre mid.
Potentially Tati leaving as well.
I think that there could potentially be only 6 players in the starting 11 next season if we optimise what we can do. Yeah. Here's a question, and he's asked for 5, but because we're short for time, I'll ask for 1. Is there one player you'd happy to see the back of this summer?
It's harsh.
It is harsh.
It's harsh.
It's really
I think
harsh.
if you asked me that a few months ago, I'd be giving a couple of strong worded answers to that question. But right now,
Probably be saying Forest, wouldn't you?
I know. Forest have been public enemy number one back. Yeah.
See the back of.
My answer would be O.
Yeah,
That's
think
my-
he's gonna
Not
make
even in
it.
a malicious way.
No,
I just
no,
think
in a malicious way.
his time. He's had his chance.
The problem with O is that he's that in between stage where Ange was still at the club and Brendan Rodgers came back to the club. He's in that middle stage where it was Ange Postecoglou's last one. With Johnson, for me, I was buzzing when Johnson managed to work with Brendan Rodgers because I was like, he'll improve him. He's always good with fullbacks. But with O, there was always a worry. Same with Kobayashi as well. You were like, is he really going to get a game? I know Kobayashi. Yeah, there's an answer to the question. Kobayashi needs game time. Happy to see the back of him.
Johnson. Alistair. Mikey Johnson.
James McCarthy. I'm also not ready for another summer of talking about Mikey Johnson.
But I'm glad it's all died down with him, but he's not scored in a few weeks, so
We've got the playoffs coming up.
Just
Mate.
wait. A lot of people asking the same questions about Mark Cooper, so sorry for skipping them, but we have spoke about him. Everyone sorted for the cup final? No. Che. But no, a couple of people asking about cup. Fuck off, asking about the cup final.
Corporate are sorted.
Aye,
From the fat cats.
Well, accounts. Drink of choice for Saturday.
Sober. So I can a monster.
Probably have a wee half bottle.
Oh, we have bottle.
I had a drink at the football this season.
What?
The last time I had a drink at the football would have been
Right,
when I went
before
out
you
to watch the Tynecastle game when Celtic won the league last season. A full year.
CM asks, is McGinlay still eating Billy Bear ham like a silly wee boy?
And I'm not even having roll with it. I'll sometimes have the Billy Bear meat on its own.
Oh,
Sometimes 2 or 3 of them all piled up.
it
Like
sends
its own wee
shivers.
ham sandwich. Sorry guys.
It sends shivers down the spine.
It's food, innit? Food's food. First
But
world
that's
problem,
no
Ryan,
food.
Come on.
That's no food.
It is, but
I
it
wouldn't-
actually is food.
That's no. That's an excuse for food. Is what that is. It's processed shit.
Wow. Okay. this is what the woke
Wouldn't
mob.
be
The
putting
woke
that
mob.
shit in my body.
No,
Take straw of vape.
Right, last one then. And listen,
This is the big daddy.
I don't want to spend all day because we're running short of time. Dave, right, so
What if we take it one at a time?
aye, we'll do it one at a time and you can tell me where you'd put it. But I don't want you thinking and give me big long fucking answers, right? Just a wee brief summary because Christ, I've got to edit this tonight to get up for tomorrow morning. Biggest podcast means biggest food question. So thank you, Nathan. Minimum 1 per tier. Majority rules. Right, well, we're going to do it in this way to save the hassle, right? So you've got 5 options. You've got goated, elite scran, decent, it'll have to do, or rather starve. McDonald's.
I'd actually put that in the middle.
I put it goated.
I'd put it goated.
I think it's just so handy.
Aye, it's in goated for me.
I'll be having one in about 20 minutes time. So.
I had one last night.
It's there, innit? It's there.
I'll let you outweigh me on this one. On you go.
Greg's. For me, that goes into decent. That's the
That's
middle.
a decent.
I'd put it middle of the pack. Aye.
Yeah,
decent. Because there's good things, but there's some shit.
They don't do anything exceptional.
Aye.
I don't think.
But it's always reliable. KFC, rather starve.
Fuck you.
No, do you know what I mean? A bit harsh. It'll have to do.
It'll have to do as well, yeah.
Say you coffee me. No. Aye, good man. Kieran, you like a KFC?
I'd fight the corner for decent.
Decent. So you're just moving
Okay,
up a tier.
okay.
Up a tier. It's just the wraps are fine. The boneless chicken can be alright, but everything else pish.
Boneless
Don't-
chicken,
Yeah. Domino's.
Nah, rather starve, not a pizza man. Not a pizza man.
Which the one just above rather starve?
It'll have to do.
I'd put it there.
Oh, you're not a big Domino's man either, no.
It used to be, hence why I was so fat. But I mean, it's just I don't know. It's alright, but
I'd put it in decent.
I'd put it the one below that.
Right, so that's a spread there between the three. Wow. I hope everybody's joining in the comments.
We've been saying decent, and we've not been saying it in the way that it's supposed to be said.
What
Decent.
decent. Aye. Well,
But that indicates higher than mid tier
Aye.
for me if you say it like that. So
right, Subway. I would personally, I'd have that in my elite scran for me.
I'd do that as well because I had one the other week and it was fucking amazing.
It's versatile. You can do what you want, and the chicken tikka is unbelievable. So it's elite scran
getting
for
to
me.
goated next. We're getting to
So
goated.
where are you putting Subway?
Decent.
All right. Nando's.
Goated.
I'd agree.
Are we all putting in goated? Aye.
Absolutely.
Aye, okay.
It's got to be.
Goated. Fair. Surprised Black Rooster hasn't made this list, but
It's because they're a retailer at Rangers Football Club. Having that.
Of course. Burger King. I'd put it in. It'll have to do personally.
It's airport food.
Aye, it is.
Elite Scran for me.
Wow,
I've got one in Coatbridge. It's brilliant.
I don't have
To
it.
be fair, you've
often
grew up
enough
your whole
for it to
life
do
with
that.
one right around the corner, basically, haven't you?
Well, there's a new one that we've got, but before it was in the Quadrant. Yeah, I've grown up with Burger King.
But it's you agreeing with me, Kieran, it'll have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Taco Bell.
I've never had one.
Rather starve.
I'd put it there because I've only had it when it was mad. But
Rather starve.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'd rather starve even though I've never had it. So
I like Mexican food as well.
So they are.
Taco Bell is not.
But it leaves your shits in a horrendous way.
Nando's, you could say that. But it's goated.
This one I'm interested to see what you say. Five Guys.
Never had one.
Goated.
Oh, wow. You put in goated? That
I
high?
don't even care about the price. Like, for how rare you have it, it's worth the money. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Tavernier puts it in goated as well. After that PLZ video that went about, remember the journalist was saying about him going into.
Oh, aye.
That was a mad moment of the season. But
I'd put it in.
who am I to judge?
I'd put it in. Oh, I'd put it in goated as well. Aye, fair,
good, aye.
fair. It's good. It's good.
I've only
That
had
is
chips in there because he gave me spare ones when I was doing Just Eat, but the chips were good.
Yo sushi. I love a yo sushi.
Never had it.
Never been.
Elite Scran for me.
Wow.
So we should add a never been tier. So you don't need to, you know.
The big hitters are here now. The big hitters are here.
All right, and then we've got to generalise Chinese, Indian, and chippy. So Chinese,
Goated.
you put in goated.
It's so good.
I've went right off it, so it's decent to me now. Slipped.
I'd put Chinese Elite Scran for me.
Right, okay. Indian,
Goated.
I'd say goated as well.
goated.
Depends though, because you can get two different types of Indian.
Aye,
You
aye.
can get the one, the sit-in restaurant one. You can have like a kebab as well.
Aye.
Both are goated.
Both are goated.
Yeah.
And then finally finishes off a chippy.
Elite Scran for me.
Middle of the pack.
It really depends on the chippy. It
The
just
easier the better
depends
for
on
me.
the chippy.
Chippy hits different sometimes, but
Oh, when you're pissed.
yeah, aye. But like it's greasy as fuck.
I'd put a chippy in decent because I think there's more bad than good chippies. So that's why I'm putting it in
agree with
decent.
A Blue Lagoon.
It's pish.
Do you not like a Blue
It's
Lagoon? No.
terrible. It's the worst chippy. But your
I,
steam
I,
is
I
great.
don't really like the chips at Blue Lagoon, but see, like the sausages and that. Like, we were at a few weeks ago, and I genuinely think I went for 3 chippies throughout the course of the night. I woke up in the morning, I'm like, I feel so greasy.
Wait. There's a chippy in Coatbridge, obviously where I stay, that's still showing that they were the 2008-2009 chippy of the year. 15 years on.
All chippies do that.
Do you know what? If you're just own it.
My favourite chippy, it's not really the same as it used to be. Benny's and Hackhill used to be fucking.
Similar to Dolce Vita and Shilton used to be incredible. No's great now, but still decent.
The chippy at Burnt Island and Largs. Those are just childhood memories. Ones
Aye.
of getting your first supper before you go back home. Just brilliant. They might be shite, but you know,
No cheating.
good.
Right, well, thank you for the quiz. I enjoyed that tier list. Gives me our tier
Stephen's
lists.
really, really hungry.
Aye,
Yeah.
I've had dinner.
I've had quesadillas, I know. Mexican food, love it. It's time for the full-time quiz. Let's batter through it. Yeah, somebody in the last episode was complaining, saying that there was like, you've done more quizzes than talking about Sellik. And I'm like, well, technically you're talking about Sellik. It's a Sellik quiz, so geez, peace. Ryan, since you won...
Set A.
Oh, that was quick. Jesus.
I was set B.
You're starving, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Right.
Starving.
Set A. Here we go.
Didn't even talk about the player of the year, not the player of the year
Fuck them.
attendees.
Fuck them.
Eddie, just stay up.
Aye.
please. Never mind your Chris Garden, Ida and Miovski. If Eddie would come back, take him
tell
any day of the week.
Right, Kieran, you happy with set B?
Uh-huh.
Ryan, to try and extend your lead at the top of the table. Here we
The
go.
table.
Question 1. Who has scored more goals in the league? Kyogo or Matt O'Reilly?
O'Reilly.
Correct. He scored 14 and Kyogo has scored 13.
Because it's 15 for Kyogo in all comps.
Yep. Kieran, your question 1. How many straight red cards have Celtic had this season? Is it 3, 4 or 5?
4.
Correct. Well done. Joe Hart, Yang, Maida and Odin Thiago Holm. There you go.
Aye.
Ques-
Straight Reds, was that?
Yes, straight reds.
Magabelka, yeah. Stay.
Question 2, McGinlay. What was the first leg score between Airdrie and Partick Thistle in the SPFL playoff earlier this week?
It's not a Celtic question.
It's
That
not.
I know the answers to each.
2 each, correct. I never knew this was not just a Celtic. Oh, it's round. So round 1 was Celtic. Round 2 is Scotland.
Okay.
So, Kieran, to make it 2-2, how many seasons have Livingston been in the Scottish Premiership before they relegated last weekend?
I actually seen that graphic put up about that one.
Can't believe it's as much as this.
How many seasons were they up for just there?
I believe
Is that the
so.
question,
I
miss?
believe it is. I believe it is.
I know the season that went up to.
The season they went up was.
Don't
Was
say.
it 7 seasons in the Premiership?
Is that your final guess?
Well,
Oh well, you've said it now. Right, 6. 6.
They go up
They
in
came
Rodgers' last season,
Was it no Regis' second season?
18-19,
I thought
because I
it was
remember
17.
18, 19.
he only had one game at Livingston, I believe, and it was enough in each game.
I miscounted.
So 6.
That was when I
How
worked
was that
with,
issue?
that's when I worked with Calum and
How
Morrison.
did I manage that?
I don't know, Kieran, you rushed in, son. Right, Ryan's up 2-1. Round 3, Europe. What city will the UEFA Conference League final be held in?
Oh, for God's sake. Where have Aston Villa been talking about?
I think I know.
It's not. I can tell you the Europa League. I can tell you
Yep.
the
No, I do not
Champions
know,
League.
actually.
Um,
I looked this up recently as well, and it's pure escaped my mind.
what city?
Yes.
No hints at
No
all.
hints, no.
No multiple choice. I think
Nope.
it'd be better to have a multiple choice considering.
Oh, this you can't get a multiple choice for this. It's piss easy.
Piss easy?
They don't fuck up about it in the fucking coverage.
Do they not?
Is it London, Dublin? Oh.
You're getting 10 seconds.
London, Dublin.
You may as well hazard a guess.
What city? Munich.
No. Kieran, do you know?
I actually don't.
Athens.
Is it?
Yes. AK Athens Arena. Which means, Kieran, you can equalise here. How many teams will be in the new Champions League phase from next season?
36.
Correct. It's all equal heading into round 4. What are you doing?
I'm checking the scores. In the actual
Who's got you
Conference
Athens?
League.
Question 4,
Olympiacos,
Ryan.
They're not going very far.
Question 4 in the category is world.
Okay.
Who has more goals in the MLS this season? Georgios Giacomakis or Lewis Morgan?
Oh. Morgan. 'Cause he's been
Correct.
scoring a lot.
Morgan
yeah.
with 7 and Giacomakis with 5. Kieran, the pressure's on. You ready? Which one of the big 2 in Argentina are currently playing in the Copa Sudamericana, the European equivalent of the Europa League, I believe?
Was it River Plate?
No, it's Boca Juniors.
What is
It's
it, that
Boca
50-50 in it?
Juniors. Which means, Ryan, you can secure a win here.
What's the category?
The category is international.
Great.
How many players affiliated with Celtic travelled to the Asian Cup?
Affiliated with Celtic.
Yes. I don't know why he's using the word
Telio.
affiliated. Okay, he's going to rhyme them off.
Hatati.
Mm-hmm.
Telio Hatati. We get any more Australian players? The Yang O. I feel like there's somebody else. Affiliated. There can't be. I'm trying to think of any other. Get any Australians out on loan? No, we don't. Have we got any Japanese players that would have made it? No, they'd played.
Throw out a number, right?
4. It's 5 in it.
It's 5.
Who have I missed?
Yang O Maida
I swear
Rio
you missed
Hatani.
him. I was actually he's not missed.
Telio.
Oh no, sorry Dyson. Arigato.
Which
My
means,
boy.
Kieran, to take it to a tiebreaker
Oh,
question,
That's a sickener, isn't it?
who won the 2024 Asian Cup?
Was it? I actually have no idea, but
Oh wow, it doesn't
I know it.
was it Qatar?
It was Qatar.
I knew it was held there, but
It was
just the actual
Qatar,
one.
which means we need to go to the the tiebreaker
You're going to say we
question.
need to go to the Copa.
We're going to the Copa America. I love it, Vince. Right, Ryan, you're up first. Closest to it wins.
I can never gauge them.
This one I think's okay. What position? You don't need to do any maths. Don't sit all day and think about it, because you'll just end up doing yourself no favours. What position does Scotland currently sit in the FIFA men's rankings?
46.
46, Kieran.
36th.
Your winner for today's quiz on the tiebreaker question is Kieran Auld. Well done, Kieran. Well done. The correct answer is 39. So Kieran was closer. Not too bad guesses though. They were, both in the
Good
right
to get
region.
3 points on the board.
That is, I don't know that feeling. There you go. That's it for today. What did we rack up at then, Kieran?
Let's see.
Take away 5.
12 to... Aye, we're on 12.
It's not bad. That's all right.
Respectable.
Who will have their say on Derby Day?
Aye. We'll either be extremely depressed this time next week, or if we come in, I just realised it'll be after the Kelly game. Our next podcast could either be in utter heartbreak or as champions of Scotland. So, very big, you know.
Just win, man. Just win.
Just win. Kieran, any final words?
Get into them.
Ryan?
Make my job easy, please. Just win, and please.
Yes, don't make me do anything foolish, Celtic. Thank you. If you've enjoyed, make sure to hit like and subscribe. We've appreciated you being along for the ride, and we'll see you next week, hopefully as champions, but we'll see. See you next time.